Hello, greetings, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever your time zone may be. You're on to Augustine again, and I'm here to give us another broadcast. My broadcast today is going to be as brief as possible, and I hope we're all going to have a wonderful weekend because for me, my weekend will be wow. I'll do a bit of marketing, a bit of educating of people, and then telling people, giving out the word. There's one beautiful thing about this TBC. TBC is similar to the gospel. You give out the good news because for me, I think TBC is really good news because the problem is that darkness has filled the face of this earth and the light has come to shine. And men are resisting light. They are preferring darkness, possibly because of a whole lot of shady things they are doing, and they don't want the light to shine and then expose their deeds. Because as long as I am concerned, I think righteousness is the way to go. So today I have just a few things to discuss with you. And then after that, we share a video together. After we share that video, then that will be all for today. Trust me, as the video is going on, that's how I now do. As the videos are playing, I'll be stopping in between and then giving out some info. Trust me, you would love the video that we're going to watch. That'll be the last part. So just a few things. I wouldn't take so much of my time. All right. So I'll share my screen now. That reminds me, if you're coming into my broadcast for the very first time, I want us to build a kind of system of love. Let us motivate each other. Let me tell you something about what I've discovered. If you go to a video and then you see 1,000 views, you find out that the likes, they are less than 100. In short, most of them are about 10% of the total people who watch. I think that's not a good attitude of showing gratitude and appreciation for efforts being made. When you watch people's video, you should cultivate the habit of giving a thumbs up because that means the person is making effort. I mean, cheer the person. When you watch football, there are a whole lot of speculators that cheer the people playing this ball. That's exactly what TBC. We should lead by example. So if you are not cool with my videos, you can also give a thumbs down. It's okay. That's fine. But if you are cool with it, fine. And an instruction has just reached me now to reach out to the blog, and I believe there is an information there. So if the information there is something out of what I have in mind, then automatically my trajectory changes because I'm here to serve humanity, and I have a leader, and that's the administration of the TBC community who is brooding on us. And if we allow him, he would give us the best. I can tell you he has taught me a whole lot. He's the first teacher I've ever known. After my master Jesus, he's the next person that has shown an attitude of abundance. I don't know what, I can't express the kind of things he has taught me. So let me quickly go to the blog so that I can save as much time as possible. All right, so I think screen now being shared. Yep. So let me go to the blog and see what the administration have for us. All right. So 500 promo may end this May. All right. So actually I'm live. I'm live and it's actually showing here. So I wish we can actually come in and watch. Now there is a whole lot I have to say, and I trust God to give me the wisdom to explain everything as it has been laid in my heart. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, I think during the course of my videos, I'm going to explain a whole lot of things. People just watch videos. I don't know if it's an inspiration that do come upon me, but people should understand what everything is in our TBC community. Every information that are put out here, they are deep. And maybe that's the reason why broadcasters are there. I'm going to take time to also talk about broadcasters very soon, because I don't know how many broadcasters are in the TBC community, but you see, the administration of the TBC community, I must tell you, His Excellence. At some point, you find out that these numbers, which are the admin wallet, was depleting very fast. Now, I don't know, but I feel that when things are not properly checkmated, people will abuse it. This promo is still on, and that this promo will continue until the admin wallet depletes to 500 million. But the beautiful thing about this promo is broadcasting. And why this promo matters is because the administration wants the admin wallet to get down to 500 million, but it must be on account of efforts being made. It's not just something you wake up one morning and you go to people's broadcasts, people's efforts, and start stealing it, submitting it. The commissioner now has been given an extra responsibility to checkmate every broadcast that is done, to be sure that the person giving the broadcast is the owner of the channel. And if you are not the owner of the channel, you still broadcast, you know what the consequences are. I think experience should speak better. Now, coming back to this place, this particular admin wallet was depleting fast, but at this point it's now going out regularly, normally. So many people are desperate in the TBC community. Let me make you understand something. We are a system and we are building to global adoption, but we are careful not to leave any stone unturned. You see, we started from nothingness. Now we are moving into a system based on the principle of abundance. Humanity will be the one to embrace us. And if humanity doesn't embrace us, we can't go in for global adoption. Yes, we know. We meet people, we talk to people. People are still yet to come to terms with this concept called abundance, because all their life they've been lied to. And they've been made to understand that money is what? Something that you will kill yourself before you get. And that money is supposed to be scarce. They have lied. But sit down and reason and check out the vast populace, the whole earth, and find out that even we haven't even exhausted up to 20% of the whole earth population. I'm talking of the lands that are available. But they tell us that we are overpopulated, and they are working to depopulate. In the process of depopulating people, why are they following those kind of systems? Why are they achieving or building that kind of system? It is because it is engineered by a system on scarcity, and in my opinion, it's not pleasing to the Almighty God. I think God created us and gave us a responsibility. What was the responsibility? He said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. That's what TBC wants to give you. People are trying to educate people in the TBC community, and people are resisting it. I don't know why light is shining and people prefer darkness to light. No, let's have a change of mind and let us build to see how we can bring down heaven on earth. This is our goal. And trust me, we are fighting with the word of truth, and that truth must prevail. Lies are going to stay and try to resist. But if we are following the path of righteousness and truth, surely we will prevail. Now, I have said a whole lot. Now, let's go into the main content. Before I will go into the next content, please, if you are broadcasting, do well to be faithful. We are building a seed of righteousness, a breed of righteous people, people who do the right thing, people who do not steal from other people. If you are going to be a billionaire in the TBC community, you must uphold that title. It should be known by the whole of humanity that you have worked for this. People are still saying, TBC is yet worthless. If you understand the concept of TBC, you understand that TBC is not worthless but invaluable. Abundance can't be contained. That is the concept we are giving out. But people think that the abundance is something that is, you can't comprehend it with your brain. You are like, this is too much. There is someone that do talk to me. He tells me that the amount of TBC coins I have, that if I were to convert it into paper money, it will fill the whole earth and that there will be no more space. Now, that's the concept of abundance. But we can't actually convert it to paper money. It's a system based on what? Digital and peer-to-peer. I call our system a system based on righteousness, a system based on love, a system based on respect for one another. And if you love someone, you can't contain that love. You express it with all of your heart. When the person wrongs you, you forgive the person. When the person backstabs you, you forgive the person. Now, forgiveness and forgetting must go side by side. Some people say, when you forgive, you don't forget. That's not in tandem with right living. You must forgive and you have to forget. And then allow God to be the one to judge the matter, because you are not the Almighty. You are not the ones to take laws into your hands. So we are building that system into our global adoption, our TBC community, and we will achieve it. Whether you choose to be there, then it's up to you. If you choose to join us and move into that era, I think that's your choice. I hope we make a good choice. Now, this promo has been on now for about 2 months, and 500 more will get 500 TBC. Now, another thing I want you to understand is that the meritocracy has what you call levels of responsibility, and we are still forming the core team. This core team are going to be the main members that will hold the TBC community. So you should count the cost before you involve. In as much as we want all of humanity to come, there is a place the scripture says, many are called, few are chosen. Now, we have called whole of humanity, come and join us, but there are limited spots. The billionaires will be 1,111,111. That's simple. The millionaires are going to be 1,110,000,000 members. Out of the billionaires will have the highest level of responsibility. There will be the core team. And those core team has sold out themselves to the TBC community to ensure that TBC succeeds. That's TBC for you. And if you are able to keep up on that level as making a monthly commitment, building the community, some of which are bringing members to the community, bringing merchants to the community, that's your responsibility. It's a lifetime commitment. So those people who are going to get this 500 TBC, these responsibilities will automatically fall on you. Principle of meritocracy. Thus far, we have had 395 of 500. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that wonderful? There was a video I made the other time, and I think we're 200 and something, I can't recall. But now we're 395. This is a Friday. Now, listen to what I'll say. This will sound funny. But then, this weekend, these numbers will get to, between Saturday and Sunday, these numbers will get to about 450. And now, if this thing gets to 450 by Sunday evening, and then by Monday morning, about 450, do you think that we are going to wait through to the end of this month for it to get to 500? Well, it's just going to be 500 people. 50 people that will be needed to fill it out. Now, I can tell you categorically that people enjoy last minute. That's the problem I just have with people. They enjoy last minute. So many people will rush at the last minute, and it will be over 50 or more that will pay on Monday. And when that happens, it will not contain them. There will be excess. People will fall off. I'm saying this because it's going to happen. And when it happens, I would come out again and give a broadcast saying that it has happened. And I want you to understand that leadership has to do with timing and responsibility. If you are not timing and you are not responsible enough, opportunities will continue to pass you by. Listen, you must be patient, you must be diligent, you must be disciplined, you must be timely, and you must learn how to work with each other in love and respect, because everyone are not on the same category. So what I'm actually saying to you is, please don't be among those that will fall off. I want you to do what you can and then make your payments today. Today is Friday. Do what you need to do, please, so that you wouldn't come back to the administration. Listen, permit me to say, I'm standing on behalf of the administration on this broadcast. Now, why I'm saying so is because I understand in depth what TBC is all about. Some people do not. In the course of time, I will give up every assignment I have with the fiat system and then consolidate in TBC, because TBC will prevail. It's based on truth. The elite system is not based on truth. I'm telling you what will happen over time, and I believe God will keep me till then. One thing you should bear in mind is that by the end of this promo, if you fall off and you come back to the administration, read my lips. If you fall off and come back to the administration in one of our mass adoption meetings, begging and saying, please, admin, give us one more chance, I am saying this on behalf of the administration, it will not work. The administration will not give you that opportunity. Please, if you are making your payments, do it today. Do it today, because by the time it is 450 by Monday morning, it's just going to be 50 more, and before you know it is over. I'm saying this now. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about on this matter is that commitment is what matters the most. You are not in the Bitcoin system. You are not in the coin market cap system. We are not in the hodl system. Hodl, hold for dear life. We are not on that system. We're on a system of integrity. Look at it here. This is what was said by the administration of the community, and this is what should be. So if you are coming into this venture, please bear in mind that this is a lifetime commitment. You must uphold that commitment. Hold on to it, and trust God to help you with the necessary resources, and do your part to speak out, because TBC is good news. If you are not an evangelist, well, every billionaire in the TBC community are called to become an evangelist. Let us liberate humanity from the shackles of poverty, from the shackles of the elite control. Trust me, we are going to achieve that. Now, another thing I want to talk about briefly before we share the video is our Bitcoin bounty. Now, the Bitcoin bounty is on, and I'm doing my work. I'm trying. Yes, I know it's not easy, but it's achievable. It's the state of mind that do matter. It's achievable. I did my part yesterday, and yeah, I have someone. I'm still going to get much more. Trust me. I'm looking at getting over 100 people before the year runs out. I'm talking of merchants, because merchants will be the one to bring in the members. So work on merchants. As an economic developer, work on merchants. Let members come in through the hands of the merchants. So I spoke about this a few days ago. In this system, I was giving Bitcoin bounty. In crypto, that's what I was giving. Now, grains of gold, I think I'll have grains of gold, because one of my downlines will make a payment. Today in grains of gold. So I'll have 4 grains, 4 crypto, 4 grains in crypto, 4 grains in grains. Now, over time, humanity will understand the relevance of crypto. We are returning the system back to a gold-backed system, but not gold-backed. Please permit me. I withdraw that word. We are returning the system back to a gold-measured system, not gold-backed. The elite will be the ones to return it to the gold-backed system, and then that's where we win the game, because they want to seal the inequality between mankind, between the third world country, the first world countries. But not known to them, when they shift it to a gold-backed system, we TBC are returning the system to a system based on equality. So we will correct the anomaly the elite wants to do. I think the elite system are masterminded by evil, not by righteousness. Now, this is what I want to say. You can only withdraw grains of gold if your downline paid in grains of gold. Now, if your downline paid in crypto, you can withdraw crypto. And let's see how it goes between now and next month, and then the consequent months that follow. So if you are doing your part, please do your part and do it very, very well. I'm not supposed to show you how many grains of gold I have. That's not in the context of this broadcast. All right. And let me talk about the core team. I'm not going to talk much about core team. In a minute or two, I'm through with the core team. And then following that, we watch the video, and that's all. That'll be all. You know, that video really matters. I love that video so much. Just listen to what the person has to say. Now, on the area of core team, it's still loading. Now, so far, so good. This core team, I want us to please understand something. Some people are making payments in bulk credits, and then, in my opinion, this bulk credit is actually grains of gold. Please beware. If you are paying in bulk credits, you are having what you call a timeline to remain on the core team. You are having what you call a timeline to remain on the core team. If this timeline is exceeded and you keep paying in grains of gold, well, you'll be removed from the core team. There is what you call a timeline to be on the core team, which is actually 3 months. And if you pay the first month on grains of gold, the second month on grains of gold, and the third month on grains of gold, well, I think you are not a right steward to hold on to that title as the core team. So those of us who are doing that, please, I want us to do the right thing. And I must commend the Indians. The Indians are doing very well. I think they are really working hard. All right. I hope we do our part. So I will stop at this point and then return to the particular video that I want us to watch. Now, this is the video. I want us to pay attention to this video.
According to the Austrian business
All right.
cycle theory, ABCT, the boom-bust cycle emerges in response to a deviation in the market interest rate from the natural interest rate, or the equilibrium interest rate. It is held that the major cause for this deviation is increases in the money supply. Based on this, it would appear that on a gold standard without the central bank.
Did you hear what they said? Gold standard without the central bank. That's what we are going to do. We are not officially coming in through the public domain. We are using the private domain. And we don't like these central banks. They are the number one causes of poverty on a global scale. Keep listening.
An increase in the supply of gold will set in motion boom-bust cycle. An increase in the supply of gold is likely to result in the lowering of market interest rates. This in turn is likely to cause the market interest rates to deviate from the equilibrium interest rate. Consequently, following the ABCT, an increase in the supply of gold is going to set in motion the boom-bust cycle. According to Robert P. Murphy, Ludwig von Mises held that an increase in the supply of gold could trigger the boom-bust cycle. While suggesting that the gold standard could generate business cycles whenever an increase in the supply of gold causes the market interest rate to deviate from the natural interest rate, or the equilibrium rate, Mises, however, viewed this possibility as remote. Mises regarded the gold standard as the best monetary system.
Did you hear that? The best monetary system. We do not have what you call the legal jurisdiction to cause the system to return back to a gold-backed system because we are not the government. But I can tell you that we will become the new government in time because we are going to correct all of the anomaly that the elites has actually created. We are bringing heaven down to the earth to the best of our understanding. Yeah, we are humans, there will be limitations because we are not spirit beings, but we will do the best and God will be proud of us. And we are calling you, join us. This cause is worth it. Join us. Let's keep listening.
As far as keeping the expansion in credit under tight control. Murphy quotes Mises on this. Even a rapid increase in the production of the precious metals can never have the range which credit expansion can attain. The gold standard was an efficacious check upon credit expansion, as it forced the banks not to exceed certain limits in their expansionist ventures. The gold standard's own inflationary potentialities were kept within limits by the vicissitudes of gold mining. Moreover, only a part of the additional gold immediately increased the supply offered on the loan market. The greater part acted first upon commodity prices and wage rates and affected the loan market only at a later stage of the inflationary process. According to Murphy, Mises concluded that the unsustainable boom occurs when a newly created, or mined, quantity of money enters the loan market and distorts interest rates, before other prices in the economy have had time to adjust. In principle, this process could occur even in the case of commodity money with 100% reserve banking. Contrary to Mises, Murray Rothbard held that increases in the supply of gold could not set in motion boom-bust cycles. For him, the key reason behind boom-bust cycles is the act of embezzlement brought about by central bank monetary policies and fractional reserve bank lending. Both monetary policy and fractional reserve lending set in motion an expansion in the money supply out of thin air. According to Rothbard, it is the increases in money out of thin air that are the key causes of boom-bust cycles. He held that the business cycle cannot emerge in a free market economy where money is gold and there is no central bank. According to Rothbard, inflation, in this work, is explicitly defined to exclude increases in the stock of specie. While these increases have such similar effects as raising the prices of goods, they also differ sharply in other effects. Simple increases in specie do not constitute an intervention in the free market, penalizing one group and subsidizing another, and b. They do not lead to the processes of the business cycle. For Rothbard, then, the business cycle phenomena is on account of the inflationary policies of the central bank, which set in motion an act of embezzlement through the diversion of real wealth from wealth generators to non-wealth generators. An increase in the supply of gold, according to Rothbard, does not lead to an act of embezzlement, as the increase in money out of thin air does, and hence does not result in the boom-bust cycle. Why increases in the gold supply are not conducive to boom-bust cycles? Let us start with a barter economy where John the miner produces 10 ounces of gold. The reason why he mines gold is because there is a market for it. Gold contributes to the well-being of individuals. He then exchanges his 10 ounces of gold for various goods and services. Over time, individuals have discovered that gold, being originally useful in making jewelry, is also useful for other applications. They now begin to assign a much greater exchange value to gold than before. As a result, John the miner could exchange his 10 ounces of gold for more goods and services than before. Individuals have also discovered that gold is also useful to serve as the medium of the exchange. The additional benefit that gold now offers further lifts individuals' demand for gold. As a result, the price of gold in terms of goods and services rises further, all other things being equal. Observe that gold is part of the pool of real wealth and promotes individuals' lives and well-being.
All right. Did you hear that statement? That's critical. That's very critical. We in our community are measuring our standard on grains of gold. And that grains of gold is based on a principle called agreements. We are measuring everything by grains of gold. And it's all on the principle of agreement. Outside of our private community, what we are doing will not make sense because it's not under the jurisdiction of the public domain. But we have agreed. If we can actually come together and say it's a seashell we are using, we can actually come together to say that it's a diamond, whichever thing we have agreed upon. But the thing is, we understand the principle of gold and how it operates. So this is what gives us our value. Humanity will not get it yet. Let me tell you when they will get it. When they find out that this their system that is out of thin air is not sustainable. That's when they would have to move back to gold. You see, the Almighty God understood why he put gold on the earth and made it finite. Humanity will find out that, well, we have no other choice. Let us return back to God's system. But the thing is this, they did this on purpose. They didn't do it mistakenly. They just wanted to create what you call gross inequality. But trust me, our goal is returning the system to a balance. We are ending the concept called inequality. And that's the most worthy cause that I can ever imagine. Check how we are going to change the system. Just keep listening.
When John the miner exchanges gold for goods, he is engaging in an exchange of something for something. He is exchanging wealth for wealth. If for some reason there were a large increase in the production of gold and if this trend were to persist, then the exchange value of gold would exhibit a persistent decline versus other goods and services, all other things being equal. In such conditions, people are likely to abandon gold as the medium of exchange and look for another commodity to fulfill this role. Regardless of changes in the gold supply, gold will remain part of the stock of wealth as long as individuals find it useful to support their lives and well-being. Unbacked receipts set boom-bust cycles. Contrast all this with unbacked gold receipts that are used as the medium of the exchange.
I hope you understand what unbacked gold receipts are. Unbacked gold receipts is your fiat currency. So, in case you don't know, I believe you know.
These receipts were issued without the corresponding gold deposited for safekeeping. This sets a platform for consumption without contributing to the pool of real wealth. The printing of unbacked gold receipts sets the process of the diversion of real savings from wealth-generating activities to the holders of unbacked receipts. This leads to the so-called economic boom. Following Rothbard, we can suggest that the issuing of unbacked gold receipts sets the platform for embezzlement once these receipts are employed in an exchange for goods and services. It sets in motion an exchange of nothing for something. Once the printing of unbacked receipts slows down or stops altogether, this arrests the flow of real savings to the various activities that emerged because of the unbacked receipts. As a result, these activities come under pressure, and economic bust emerges. But in the case of an increase in the supply of gold, no embezzlement is committed. The supplier of gold, the gold mine, has increased the production of a useful commodity. Therefore, in this sense, we do not have an exchange of nothing for something. A gold miner, wealth producer, because of the fact that he has produced something useful, can exchange gold for other useful good.
Now, I want to pause here to ask, who is a gold miner in the sense of the TBC community? You, as an economic developer, you are the gold miner. And what is the gold you are mining? Individuals you are bringing into the TBC community. Individuals are the resources. They are the people that we measure as grains of gold. And as you keep doing that, now they come in as gold, but gold in its raw form, it doesn't make sense. You need to take time to heat it under high temperature. And in our TBC community, individuals come in from a scarcity point of view. That's where education is needed. They need to keep learning every day. And I keep giving informations every day. Trust me, even if I keep running this for the next 5 years, I will keep giving fresh informations because by the grace of God, I think I'm a well of wealth. I'm a well of knowledge. And I'll keep giving you fresh information. So if you can keep tuning on to me, trust me, you will begin to see yourself from the perspective of a billionaire. In fact, you will see yourself as limitless. A billionaire is kind of finite. You're limitless. You are in the form, you are in the nature of God. When God created you, He put you down on earth and said, "Let they be like me." So if you picture your Almighty God, the universe is vast. You can't comprehend it. Now that's your own nature. You are so vast in mind, in understanding, but you have been taught that you are limited and that you don't have any value. Come to the TBC community. Let's change your orientation. All right. So I have made you understand that being an economic developer, regularly contributing to the system, you are a gold miner, bringing in people and then letting them understand how our system works actually helps you to be able to build and then let the world to become a better place. Now, you are also rewarded for every effort you make. You train your downline, you teach your downline, you bring your downline through trainings. The downline will be happy to pay because he understands that, wow, I never had this opportunity to know this much. And he keeps discovering himself because our goal is to help humanity discover themselves. So I don't want to spend so much time. Let's keep listening. We're almost through.
He does not require empty money to divert real wealth to himself. To clarify this point further, consider a counterfeit money which was generated by a forger. The forged money looks exactly like the genuine money. Observe that honest money is obtained by selling some useful goods for it. In contrast, no goods were exchanged to obtain the forged money. The forger just printed the money, hence the counterfeit money emerged out of thin air. Once the forged money is exchanged for goods, this results in nothing being exchanged for something. This leads to the channeling of goods from those individuals that have produced goods to the forger. Furthermore, a forger, by embarking on the purchases of various goods, lifts support for these goods. Note that the increase in the demand for these goods emerges because of the increase in the counterfeit money or the money out of thin air. The increase in the production of goods would not emerge in the absence of the counterfeit money. Real savings are now channeled towards the production of goods that are supported by the counterfeiter. As a result, this undermines the production of goods that non-counterfeiters demand. Once the support for goods that emerged on account of counterfeiter activities starts to decline or disappears, the demand for these goods also slows down or vanishes. As a result, the production of these goods declines or is aborted altogether. Observe that on account of the increase in the money out of thin air, an increase in the production of goods emerges on the back of such money. A decline in the money out of thin air results in a decline in the production of these goods. Hence, what we have here is a boom of activities that emerged as a result of money out of thin air, and their bust because of a decline in the money out of thin air. Now, an increase in the supply of gold may cause market interest rates to deviate from the natural rate. This in turn is likely to cause fluctuations in economic activity during the adjustment process. In a free market economy, there are changes all the time, and there is no stability as such. But boom-bust cycles are not about free market fluctuations. These cycles are about the impoverishment of wealth producers brought about by increases in money supply out of thin air. Conclusions. The key to the emergence of the boom-bust cycle is the expansion in money supply out of thin air. The increase in the supply of gold has nothing to do with all this. The increase in the supply of gold is in fact an increase in the supply of real wealth. This increase does not result in an exchange of nothing for something. Hence, a gold standard is not conducive to boom-bust cycles.
All right. So I believe the point has been made. It has been established. Now, to be very clear, we are not backed up by gold. We are not pegged to gold. We are only measuring our value to gold. And we understand the stability nature of gold. That's what we are doing. So that tomorrow you don't come to misquote me. I would also want you to refer back to your Kringle Cash back office. Is TBC legal? Watch the video by that beautiful lady. And also watch Grains of Gold. from that particular interactive video so that you have a better understanding. I would want us to wake up. The truth about TBC, it's not the wallet you are having. It is the knowledge. It is that knowledge that you have that keeps the wealth running. And when you have the right knowledge, with the right resources and with the right commitment, we are going to change the face of this world. And trust me, I've given out myself to make this a reality. I would work, keep working until it happens. And I believe God that He will help us. All right, that said, let me return back. And I think I'm through. So till I come your way again some other time, I think the administration has gone out to achieve some other things. Cheers. I will be coming your way again most likely tomorrow. Do have a wonderful day. God bless you all.